Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 10. So you say. Well, we had quite the cliffhanger last week, and that is exactly where we are picking up this week. We are at Sutton's having a muddy luncheon, a little muddy tea party, and Lisa Nelson Riley has asked Sutton a question. Sutton, did you tell Diana that she was soulless and a motherfucker? Sutton replies, did she tell you she was mocking my 2 miscarriages? Now we get a never-before-seen flashback of that night at Garcelle's party, Sutton and Diana having their conversation. Sutton, I mean this because I've had 2 miscarriages. So I understand. And Diana's reply is, oh, here we go with the baby blue eyes. And Sutton's eyes are welling up with tears, and she goes, they're green. Diana, oh, so you're gonna get all teary at the end, blah, blah, blah. She really is kind of evil, right? So Rinna replies, no, I heard soulless and motherfucker. So those were the only 2 words. Garcelle says to Rinna, you weren't at the party. Erica, no, she talked to Diana. Sipping her little tea. Sutton, here's the thing. With Diana, we started to connect. We had a hug out. Yeah. Rinna, well, I don't think she had the same takeaway. Am I right? And Sutton goes, well, for me, it felt real and not phony. Sutton, you're not seeing the same edit I saw, because I could tell by her slow lean forward, where she allowed you to put your arms around her, that she was not into it. Kyle gives this look like, you gotta be kidding if you thought that was real. Sutton, I was trying to relate to her. Rinna, but it went off somewhere. So Kyle says to Rinna, well, Diana thought that her apology was phony, and then that's where I stepped in. Garcelle, I felt like you jumped ship real quick. Kyle goes, define jump ship. Garcelle, I'm just saying we were having a good time, and then you sat down across from Sutton and Diana, and, it was just a moment. Yes, because Kyle was immediately strongly defending Diana. Even from Garcelle. We get a clip when Garcelle said, you have a chip on your shoulder, Diana, and it has nothing to do with me. And Kyle's like, hold on, no. She doesn't have a chip on her shoulder. What, is Diana paying you? Did she buy you a house or something? Did she give you her Birkin with the diamonds on the clasp? You see the diamonds? There's diamonds on the clasp. Do you want it, Kyle? You just have to defend me against Sutton and Garcelle. And I will give you this Birkin with the diamonds. Kyle would do it for that, too. Hell, I might even do it for that. I mean, just to resell it and, buy a condo on the beach. So what Kyle says now to Garcelle is, well, I feel like we're all on the same ship and we're just like trying to figure our stuff out. Garcelle stands by her remark, which, I have to tell you guys, I don't quite understand what she meant either by jumping ship. Was she saying like she was Team Sutton and then she just jumped to Team Diana? I don't know. Maybe that's what she meant because Kyle and Sutton were friends and now she's going against her. Anyway, like I said, Garcelle stands by her remark, and Kyle is confused by where that's coming from. So now Sutton goes inside to check on the dessert, and Garcelle said, can we go inside now? I'm so cold. Yes, you are all being punished, I think. I think that's what I've surmised about this luncheon from Sutton. I will make them sit in the cold and the mud. One of you guys in the comments said, boy, that luncheon was mud pie messy. Erica, I'm the only one that feels great out here. So they head inside, and Rinna, who, took off her Bratz shoes and slipped into flip-flops, is telling Josh, Sutton's assistant, oh my gosh, my feet are so cold. Feel them. Touch my feet. No, really, touch them. Which he does, poor guy. But then, and I love him for this, he suggests that she put her feet in the fireplace just for a moment. He's like, here, stick it here for a moment. Oh, God. Which she does. But I mean, you're in the house now. Your feet are going to warm up. Put them in your giant shoes. That should help. What did she want him to do? Give her a pair of Sutton's woolly socks? Probably. Wrap Sutton's fur coat around your feet. How about that? So the ladies are sitting on the couches inside now, and Sutton's phone dings. She gets a notification from her Bumble app, and it's one of the guys she's been seeing. So Kyle grabs her phone, and I don't know if she hit a button to answer him or something. I don't know what she did, but they're wrestling around on the couch now. And Sutton, have you not learned your lesson? You will leave with bruises after an encounter with Kyle. But they're laughing and goofing around. Then Erica, Sutton's new bestie, now she's got Sutton's phone. What about this one? He says, sorry, I was sassy. I'm going to answer that on Sutton's behalf and say, no, sorry, I was sassy is not an expression I want to hear from a guy I'm about to date. Okay, so now I don't know what this phone is getting passed around. Now Crystal has it, and Crystal FaceTimes this guy, Sanjeet, and he answers. And everybody screams. Erica grabs it. Hi, I'm Erica. These women are crazy. Oh, Sanjeet is kind of handsome. Okay, I approve. I hope he's not the one that said sassy. But even if he did, I'm kind of willing to forgive it. But also, what did you say that was sassy? And you're apologizing for it now. That's a little red flaggy to me. Oh, you guys, this is hilarious. Every single one of these ladies is hi, Sanjeet. Hi. Hi, Sanjeet. I'm her friend Kyle. Hi, I'm Crystal. Girls, you two actually have husbands. So, calm down. As Sutton is embarrassed as the phone gets passed from one woman to the other, not Sutton. She's like, then Erica won't let her have the phone, and she goes, excuse me, I actually like him. Everyone gets super quiet. Dorit, you just said that out loud, Sutton. In her confessional, Sutton goes, I like Sanjit, and he's normal, and he's smart. So let's not scare him, please, ladies. Too late. So Sutton hangs up with him, and Erica orders another drink. In Garcelle's confessional, she said, it's not that I'm paying all my attention to Erica at all, but she did say she was only going to have one drink. We're up to 3. So all the ladies are sitting around the living room or wherever, and Garcelle said to Erica, can you and I have a conversation now? And Erica said, let's do it right now. Garcelle starts by saying, listen, I get that we were all having fun at my party and your liquor level was beyond. Erica, yes. Then Garcelle said, under no circumstances, though, can you disrespect not only a kid, but my kid. Silence all around the room. Gee, Kyle, you're not laughing now? Erica, I agree, and I take full responsibility. I was talking and treating the kids like they were adults, and I was wrong. So I apologize. Garcelle said, thank you. I also want to say this. Nope, leave it there. Nobody knows when to stop. That was an apology. That was felt sincere. Leave it. Erica said, I also want to say this, that it did not come from a bad place. It wasn't vicious. It was just wrong, which was fine. Side note, how much better would it have been, though, if Erica didn't make Garcelle initiate this conversation? I do think it was sincere. I do think she's sorry, but she made Garcelle say, can we talk about this? Almost as if she was waiting to see if maybe she could get away with it. Maybe Garcelle was just going to let it slide. I don't know. That's just me. I think it would have been better if she would have gone to Garcelle. So Garcelle said, well, thank you. Yeah, I think seeing you on the boat in Mexico and then at my party, I think there's got to be a balance between the meds and the cocktails. Dorit and Kyle Dorit's shocked. Kyle's ready to say something. Yeah, you too. Your new open and walls down Erica is under the influence. Erica says, well, it's not really that. It's a new medication and it makes me sleepy. Yeah, I don't think anybody's upset because you were sleepy. Garcelle goes, well, but why'd you do that though? Oh, good. Kyle's stepping in now. Kyle said, I've known Erica for 7 years, and never once have I seen her lose her composure. Not one time. So I think she's allowed a little room here. Okay. Garcelle. See, this is what I mean by jumping ship, Kyle. I'm having a conversation with her, and I'm not saying anything bad. Kyle goes, she literally had 2 in 7 years. 2 what? And also, don't say 2 in 7 years. That might be true, but it's also 2 in 7 days. So, I mean, Garcelle goes, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. In Kyle's confessional, she still believes that Erica is just letting her hair down and having fun. She's less guarded. How do you not see that it's the medication and the alcohol? She acts as though this new Erica is something that she's worked on through therapy instead of, alcohol. Cherie said, I get what Garcelle means, though. In this moment, she just needs you to be neutral. Yeah, Kyle. So Erica said, here's the thing. I've had a change of medication. It makes me tired, and then it makes me spike and stuff like that. It's new. But at your party, I had a few too many sneaky margaritas. Then she's like, before I insulted your children, I actually paid them a huge compliment. I said that your younger boys, the twins, were polite and they weren't just sitting there on their phones all night like most teenagers. And Chris was like, they're good boys. Erica, that's a testament to Garcelle raising them right. So Garcelle really takes that compliment to heart. In her confessional, she said, a stranger telling you you've done a good job raising the boys, that's one thing. It feels good. But when another mom, a single mom, tells you you've done a good job with the boys, that's the best compliment I could receive. Am I annoyed with Erica? Absolutely. Did she score a point with that? Yeah. So now Cherie said, but Erica, were you trying to have a threesome with Oliver? Again, there's kind of silence, and Erica goes, well, I would. And then Cherie goes, me too, bitch. And they high five. Oh my God. So I see a threesome. Erica, Cherie, Oliver, and Rob. Okay, next we are with Garcelle and the twins, Jax and Jade, and they're heading into the store called Cookies and Kicks? Is it a shoe store that also sells cookies, or is it a bakery that sells shoes? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's definitely more of a shoe store. They've got all these sneakers around the whole store, different brands. Side note, I'm sorry, Kanye. Those Yeezys look like Martian shoes. They look like marshmallow shoes. They look like marshmallows that you would wear on Mars. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could get used to anything, but I think it would take me a long time to get used to Yeezys. Like I'm the target market. So Garcelle tells us that her twins couldn't be any more different from each other. Jade is all about fashion and how he looks, a lot like my Jade. And Jax couldn't care less. So Garcelle's getting sticker shock by looking at all these prices. These shoes range from very expensive to outrageously expensive. Apparently Nike has done a collab with Dior for this Air Jordan where the swish is like black lace. I'm sure those aren't cheap. Oh, I kind of like them. As I'm looking at them more, I think they're kind of cool. Garcelle is getting sticker shock as she picks up a pair that's $9,800. She's like, what does it do? I mean, it better wash dishes or fold clothes. Jade picks a pair that are $840, which honestly at this point seems like a bargain to me. But Garcelle's like, no. He goes, do we have a budget? I mean, I know we have a budget, or no, maybe that was Jax that said that, because to Jax, she said, yeah, you have a budget. You can't go over 5. Could you imagine if your mother, your 14-year-old kid, tells you that you can spend up to $500 on a pair of gym shoes? It just seems insane to me. Even Jax goes, okay, that's a lot. I'm not even going to spend that much. Now we get this flashback of Garcelle from the first year that she started on the show until now. And I just feel so happy for her. Like we saw when she bought that house that she lives in. You know, I know she got money in the divorce from Mike Nylon, but still, she's done so much on her own. And now she's bought a beach house and, you know, she's providing for her kids. And I feel like she should be proud of herself. It's not like she's not working for her money, you know, she's on The Real and she's on Real Housewives. So yeah. Also, I love that she considers prices. She hasn't gotten crazy. Even though she can afford a Birkin, she won't buy a Birkin because she thinks that's ridiculous. And I like that. Anyway, so now we move on. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't see any cookies in that store. I'm so confused by that name. Anyway, now it is Hanukkah and we are at Kyle's house. She's invited Dorit and her kids because PK is in London. And she has invited, well, Mauricio's dad and his girlfriend, Mauricio's mom, and Mauricio's sister and her husband are all invited over. And then, like, I don't know, Alexia and Portia are there. And like I said, Dorit's kids. This scene is really cute because when they're about to light the menorah, Mauricio asks Jagger if he knows why we celebrate Hanukkah. And oh, it's so cute. First of all, Jagger and Phoenix in their little yarmulkes. So cute. Jagger tells the whole story of the Maccabees and the oil only enough for one night. And he knows the whole story. And it's adorable. It's really adorable. Side note, I have the exact same menorah. I feel like I bought it at Marshall Fields years ago, so I don't know where Kyle got hers. Okay, now we are at Diana's house, and we're with her and her family and her staff of 100. Asher's like, it's a little toasty in here. Diana says, you are wearing cashmere in LA. What do you expect? But it's Armani. Oh my God. Is that really, do things really give you joy, Diana? Is that it? Labels and designers and being rich. I mean, she did say, you know, she kind of hoards things because she came from so little, but I feel sad for her. I mean, look, it's not like she doesn't have a family. Asher's, you know, cute. It's tiny. Pocket size. But, you know, he's very much like her. He's like, well, the cashmere worked and, you know, where did it work? Oh, Malibu. And it also worked in London. Great. So Diana's son, Innes, and his girlfriend are also staying with them. And Diana, I might be just biased because I feel like this was forced or kind of put on, that she's acting like she's so maternal because she's saying, I love a full house. I'm probably the only mother who does not want my children to grow up and move away. I want them to live with me forever. Okay. Side note, who wears boots like that in their house? Just hanging out at home. Anyway, plus Diana was saying that the reason she loves a full house is because her father was an orphan and he had no family. Okay, but you did. But also, listen to this. They start talking about Bosnian culture, of course. I mean, that's really a huge part of her identity, or it's a huge part of her storyline. I don't know. All I know is it's talked about a lot. And Diana tells us that her children grew up in Sarajevo with her mom and dad. Her children, Ines and Enya, grew up with their grandparents in Bosnia. Why? Ines tells this story that my grandpa will call up and say to me, I gave birth to you. I raised you. I took care of you. I'm like your mother and your father. Diana's like, he takes full credit for everything. Well, yeah, maybe it sounds like he deserves to take full credit because apparently he did raise them. And the question is why? In her confessional, Diana said, I was very lucky that my parents taught my children language. They taught them value. They taught them life. Great. Why didn't you teach them those things? Diana said that Innes was always the best in sports and he was best in school and he was teacher's favorite. And then Asher says, Enya has been pretty much a straight arrow, at least since I've known her. So Enya is her 19-year-old daughter who lives in England currently. So She's training for international competition. She's like, does these equestrian competitions. She lives for horses and horseback riding. So Asher's like, should we FaceTime her? And I think Ines' girlfriend said, is she in Spain? Yeah, she's in Spain right now. So they FaceTime her. It's 11:45 in Spain. So, thanks, Mom. In Diana's confessional, she said, I am so different from Enya. I am allergic to horses. I do the usual, blow up, go in the car, turn on the AC, wave, Mommy's here. And by mommy, you mean grandma. I mean, I want to know why she did not raise her own children. It wasn't for lack of money, because at that point, she had millions, right? Aren't these the kids she had with the English banker or whatever? And she got so many millions in the divorce. So, or he could have taken the kids. I mean, he can afford a staff of 100 too. I'm not sure why, her poor parents in Sarajevo. It had to be, I don't know. Was it that she wanted them to learn the culture and the language and stuff? I don't know. I couldn't send my daughter away because I wanted her to learn another culture. I couldn't be away from her that much. There's more to this story that we're not being told. I just feel like something's missing. Anyway, so like I said, they get Enya on FaceTime and Asher's like, are you still up? And she goes, oh yeah. She's like, I'm always up. And then they ask her about the competitions, and she said, yeah, they're going very well. Sometimes there's like 2 in a day. And she said, it's been very successful. I've won a few times. And Diana said, oh, yeah. Are you riding for UK or for Bosnia? Again, mommy, who's so maternal and all about her children and wanting them to live with her, loving a full house. But you send your children away, whatever. Shouldn't you know this already? What country your daughter is competing for? Like, that seems like something a mom would know. So Enya says, well, right now it is for UK. No, she doesn't talk like that. She said, right now it's for UK. And then we spoke to the Federation in Bosnia, and they're switching me to ride for Bosnia in March. She says she likes that idea because nobody has ever really ridden for Bosnia before. And she thinks it will also, bring a lot of attention to the country as well. Oh, okay. So she's there with her dad. All right. Well, that's good. But still, that's what feels phony about this. Diana loves a full house, but when she had the chance, like when her kids were growing up, she sent them away. But that's why I say, there is a piece to this story that is missing. Okay, next we are at a restaurant for lunch called 40 Love, and we are there with Kyle, Garcelle, and Cherie. Garcelle asks, Cherie, how was it at Sutton's store the other day? Then we get a flashback. Sutton is telling her that she's confused by Diana coming away from that conversation with bad feelings. Cherie goes, I'm trying to understand. Garcelle and Kyle are like, well, I mean, it's complicated. And Garcelle said, so if you don't mind, I would like to just jump right into this. When I was having a one-on-one with Erica, it wasn't about me not wanting Erica to have fun. I get it. She's been through a lot. And Kyle goes, but you also said she needs to control her meds and drinking. Yeah, she did. Because she does. Garcelle said, yes, she does need to do that because the drinking is becoming a lot. Kyle, it's 2 times. Yeah, I know. 2 times in 7 years. In Garcelle's confessional, she goes, this woman tried to have a 3-way with my son and Crystal's husband. And she told my other son to f off. She almost fell off a boat. I mean, how much more do you need to see? I mean, at least one more, if I'm being honest. I would like one more. This is terrible of me, but yes, heavily medicated Erica, because I like her. I don't want her to be injured. I don't want her to be addicted or hurt in any way. Like, just we could have a doctor stand by. Maybe we could do that. We could, 911 already dialed, something like that. But I just need one more scene where Erica just says, Diana getting stung by a jellyfish was not my intention. Just one more like that. Just round out the season with 3. How about that? So Kyle says, for me, it was just like, oh, she's been through so much. She's, letting her hair down and being more free with us, showing a more vulnerable side to her. Oh, she's showing a vulnerable side, all right. If she got like that in a bar without her friends and the camera crew around, she just may find herself in a 3-way she didn't ask for. One without Rob, I'm saying. unsanctioned. I'm fuzzy on all the legalities of it, but my understanding is that all three ways must either include RHOBH or be approved by RHOBH. So Garcelle says, and you don't think that could lead to alcoholism? You don't think this is a problem? Kyle, I think that's a very dramatic statement. Oh, okay, now you're telling her she's Crystal. Garcelle's like, you don't think Erica trying to figure out all her meds and drinking is a problem? So now Kyle feels like Erica shouldn't have used the word meds, even though it is literally medication that she's taking. Kyle thinks that makes it sound worse. Kyle's like, I take 5 milligrams of Lexapro because I have really bad anxiety. Okay, well, I hate to break it to you, but you're on meds too. It is what it is. I don't care how it sounds. It's factual. But also, I'm thinking it might not necessarily be the Lexapro mixed with alcohol that's the problem, so much as the fact that she also took a Xanax, at least before getting on the boat. I don't know about before Garcelle's party. Maybe not. But I feel like we're not talking about that. Or maybe they didn't know. Shree goes, can I say something from my angle? If somebody said that to my son, that doesn't speak of somebody that's in control. Good point. And also, is that the easy breezy, beautiful Erica that you love, Kyle? Because that sounds like an angry and belligerent for no reason Erica. Erica on the boat? Love it. Give me more. Erica discussing Georgia being an agricultural state? Love it. Erica at Garcelle's party? Not so much. In Garcelle's confessional, she said she's dealt with someone who was going down a bad path before. Her son Oliver was using and hanging out with the wrong people and thankfully has come out on the other side and he's a good father but I didn't even really think about how this might be triggering for Garcelle because she's seeing somebody, a friend, who might be going down a path that she saw with her own son. She said Erica's not there yet, but her friends need to do something before it gets really bad. That's a good point. Okay, so we're back at Diana's, and this time she is with her stylist, Leah, who is going to help her sort through all of her garments and accessories and stuff that she has had in storage so that they can get rid of the storage. Every garment has a story. This is the $20,000 Tom Ford dress that I wore to the Oscars. This is the $20,000 Beaumont that I wore when I hosted a party at Elton John's with Lady Gaga. I live a big life. I host a lot of parties. I have a lot of friends, and some of them happen to be famous. Good for you. A producer says, what's the craziest thing that happened at one of your parties, Diana? She thinks about it for a second and she goes, I had a rock star who beat up a prince, but I'm not going to say who that was. Okay, nobody cares. Although I do think it would be funny if the rock star was Prince beating up a prince. Moving on. So Leah thinks that other than a few key pieces that have memories and that she wants to pass on to her daughters, she should donate everything else. Diana tells us in her confessional that growing up, her family would be on the receiving end of these donations. So she's happy to be involved in a charity to, be on the donating end. So she's happy to get involved with these charities if they're going to help somebody else. Oh, look, here comes her first charity recipient now. Fresh from her shitty home in her neighborhood. Erica's like, let me take this off your hands. In her confessional, Erica said, I used to have this life too. I don't feel jealous or anything like that. Cut to Erica going through the racks at Diana's. I'm a little jealous. Don't be. Diana is making sure we all know the designers. Oh, these are Tom Ford jeans. If you can fit in them, you can have them. So that's a flex and a dig. But yeah, this is Tom Ford. This is Vivienne Westwood. This is... Oh, you guys, side note. Did anybody see Pistol on Hulu, I think? Yeah, it was like this 6-part thing or maybe more. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I don't know why I throw facts out because I don't remember anything. But I do remember this. It was based on a book that was written by the guitar player of the Sex Pistols. And let me just say, Vivienne Westwood had a very significant role in the Sex Pistols becoming who they became. So it was very interesting. So now they sit down to have some champagne, and Erica said, "We missed you at Sutton's." Diana, "Oh, I woke up and I felt like my head was going to explode. And I had a fever, and I was bleeding, and I broke my arm, and I couldn't breathe, and my legs hurt, and I had a cough. I was on crutches. I was congested. Also, I don't like Sutton." Erica, Jesus. I mean, you would think that she actually said all the things that I just said. No, she just said, "I woke up and I felt like my head was going to explode." Erica, Jesus. Then she goes, "It's interesting because at Sutton's party, she told us at the table that was in the middle of a mud pit what happened between the two of you at Garcelle's party." Diana, "I thought I had seen it all, and then I met Sutton. I thought, what is going on? Why do you not want to like me?" What? What are you talking about? You threw the first punch. At Kyle's house in Palm Springs, I'm not sure you and Sutton ever really even spoke to each other. I mean, you met at Harry's party, and you were a witness to what was going on between Sutton and Rinna about the whole Elton John charity thing. And you did chime in a couple times, but I almost thought you were really being neutral. You were like, "Well, maybe she got sick." And they're like, "No, she went." And so I did feel like you weren't really taking sides. Then we're in Palm Springs at Kyle's house. Sutton's in the middle of, them coming at her again. And you chimed in with, "I don't really know Sutton, but I think she's a little bit clumsy with her speech." So that was the first thing you said to Sutton. Sutton had not said a word to you or about you before you said that. Then in Mexico, you inserted yourself again when you corrected Sutton for misremembering what she had said the night before. Because of that, Sutton was already frustrated. Her friend Crystal was kind of implying that she was a racist. So of course, she's already upset. And then you chime in with something to defend Crystal. And Sutton raised her voice. She yelled at you. Shouldn't have apologized for it when she came back from the bathroom. Then you mean girled her on your stupid PJ. And Sutton is still trying to be friends with you. She's still trying to connect. She has every reason to not want to like you. So what's your reason for not liking her? That's what I would like to know. What did Sutton do to you? Other than yell at you and then apologize for yelling at you. What did she do to you? She did call you soulless and a mother, but that too was in retaliation for the way you were treating her after she told you she had a miscarriage. So, I mean, everything that Sutton has done bad is more reactionary, not instigated by Sutton. So Erica said, "Well, I got in a lot of trouble sticking up for myself last year." God, Erica. Not the same thing. You were sticking up for yourself by gently suggesting that victims might be lying. Very, very different. Anyway, she said Sutton was my harshest critic, and she just brought out the worst in me. Flashback to, or what? Diana, Sutton has already had fights with Crystal and Kyle, Dorit, you, all in these 5 minutes, so it can't be me. Oh, but it can. It can, and it is. Also, I'm sorry. The arguments, the fights that she had with these other people, if you break it down, most of them are justified. Crystal made it sound like she said something very dark. Kyle grabbed her by the shoulders and screamed at her. On your behalf, Diana. And Dorit, weird reaction to Dorit's break-in, possibly triggered by stuff in her own past. Still not okay. That one I'll give you, Diana, but not the rest. Oh, and Erica calling Erica out on her stuff last year, that was not wrong either. In Erica's confessional, she said, Sutton poked a major bear. So whether or not she thinks she's okay with Diana, she ain't. And I don't think Sutton will survive that confrontation. Yeah, she's going to get a Bosnian headbutt. Or you guys have been telling me that she said butthead. I didn't catch that. So she's going to get a Bosnian butthead. Erica tells Diana that she stayed after a little bit at Sutton's luncheon and told her, I think you got off on the wrong foot with Diana, and I think you can fix this. Yeah, but do you want to? And I'm not even sure she really can fix it. And why does Sutton have to fix it? I wouldn't try with Diana. I would be, cordial. A coworker I don't like. That's how I would consider her. So we see the flashback of Erica staying after at Sutton's party. And Sutton's response is, I shared something with her that I don't tell very many people. And she laughed at me. Yeah, I'd be done. Diana asks Erica, well, how do you forgive and forget? Erica, I don't. Diana, you are a wise woman. Okay. Now see if you can fit into my Tom Ford jeans. Okay, we check in at Kyle's house, who is having snow delivered for Christmas. Rinna and Harry Hamlin are talking about Amelia, who's just modeling career is taking off. Crystal is picking avocados with her daughter and her housekeeper. Kyle calls Erica and she's like, I'm sorry you can't come tomorrow to my charity event with Jamie Lee Curtis. Erica's like, well, I know for a fact that Diana is on her way to meet Sutton for lunch. Kyle's like, oh, that's interesting. Sutton, who is also on her way to meet Diana, calls Garcelle and tells her she's on her way to lunch with Diana. Garcelle is worried, understandably so, because Garcelle's like, where is this going to go? Like, what's your end game? Sutton goes, well, I don't know, but I will give you a full report mañana. Okay, so Diana is already at the restaurant when Sutton arrives. She stands up, hugs her. Bleh. They sit down. I guess they order drinks. And Diana said, so what do we do? Sutton goes, well, I guess we're going to have some lunch. I don't know where you want to start. Diana, maybe we should start at the beginning. And Sutton goes, yeah, I guess we can Sound of Music it.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
So Sutton said, well, I'll start with you saying I'm clumsy with my words. Thank you, Sutton and Bravo. This is what I was referring to earlier.
I really don't know Sutton that well, but I feel like that she's clumsy with her words.
Diana goes, well, I said you were clumsy with your words because I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, meaning you didn't actually mean to hurt anybody. And I thought that at the time. I actually have changed my mind. I don't think you are clumsy with your words anymore. I actually think you mean what you say. Sutton, okay, I'm here to make peace. Diana's like, you say that, but then you're like, you're here, but you're supposed to be on bed rest. That's so confusing. So Sutton goes, well, maybe I was being a little too sarcastic. Diana, some things are not up for sarcastic remarks. No, but you're willing to laugh at her when she says she has a miscarriage. Sutton goes, I'm willing to say that what I did wasn't right, but I need you to say that what you did to me wasn't right either. Diana, what did I do? Sutton, you mocked me when I said I had 2 miscarriages. Do you remember? Diana, do you know how you said it? Well, if only we had footage to prove how Sutton said it. Oh, wait.
I mean this because I've had 2 miscarriages, so I understand. Oh, here we go with the big blue eyes. They're green. They're going to be teary and then blah, blah, blah.
Sutton goes, very sincerely. Diana, oh, wow. Sutton, I was trying to bond with you. Diana rolls her eyes because she doesn't believe that anything Sutton says is genuine. Diana, I really think I need professional help. Oh, good. In communicating with you. Oh. Because if you think that was sincere, then you really have a problem. Sutton, I don't share my story of my miscarriages with very many people. Diana, you didn't really share it. You threw it. Gee, if only there was a way to capture the way Sutton said it. Then we would all know whether Sutton threw it at her or whether Sutton sounded sincere. Oh, wait, we do.
I mean this because I've had 2 miscarriages, so I understand. Oh, here we go with the big blue eyes. They're green. They're going to be teary and then blah, blah, blah.
Sutton is very offended, of course, by being accused of using her miscarriages as a way to one-up somebody. Sutton says, "You don't say that to a woman that had a miscarriage. You don't do that, and you know that." Diana, "Are you hearing yourself?" Sutton, "Yeah, I am." Diana, "Are you all right? Is that really how you translate things in your head?" This is textbook gaslighting, you guys. To get somebody to question what they saw or heard or to doubt themselves. You know, getting someone to kind of start to doubt their memory or doubt what they think. That's gaslighting. That's the definition. Make them think they're going crazy. Diana goes, "Everything goes back to Sutton." Then Sutton, she shouldn't have said this, but she goes, "I am speaking on behalf of women with miscarriages all over the world." Diana, "Spokeswoman for miscarriages." And Sutton goes, "Right now, yeah." Diana, "Are you hearing yourself?" Oh my God, objection, asked and answered. Move on, counselor. Sutton's like, "I think you are very delusional. You want to talk about fake and phony? You gave me a hug, and I actually thought," Diana, "that was the fakest hug I ever had in my life." Sutton, "So you admit you were fake?" Diana, 100%. Sutton, "I was not being fake." Then Diana says, "I was being so fake, I couldn't wait to get it off of me." Really? You know how when someone doesn't have the facts behind their argument to back them up, or they're just not smart enough to intelligently argue their point, so they resort to hitting below the belt? That's what Diana's doing right now. She's fighting dirty. I mean, that last sentence, "the hug I had with you was so fake, I couldn't wait to get it off of me." I mean, you say that for one reason and one reason only, and that's just to hurt somebody. She's not trying to make a point. She just said it to hurt, to be mean. Sutton goes, "Then who's fake now?" And Diana goes, "I am." In her confessional, Sutton's like, "What in the hell?" This is a problem she has with herself. Yes, of course. She goes, "I choose dealing with Erica over Diana any day." That's because you two are besties now. She's your study buddy. So Sutton said, "I had no idea you were being fake with me. That's really shitty." Diana, she doesn't care. Sutton, "Shame on you." Diana, "For what? For not letting you walk all over me? For not letting you clean your feet on me? For not letting you abuse me?" Oh my God. Wow. I mean, she is really telling herself quite a story, isn't she? Sutton goes, "Abuse you?" Diana, "You think you can provoke someone, yell at them, say all these mean things, and then what? 10 minutes later, you hug it out? You cut me deep, and if I told you right now it's all good, it would be fake. It's not all good." I will say this. I do agree that hugging someone after the kind of discussion that Sutton and Diana had with each other is ridiculous. There's no reason why Sutton should have wanted to hug Diana after she mocked her for telling her she had miscarriages. I wouldn't want to hug that person. So that does seem phony to me. Garcelle called her out on it way back at Harry's party when she wanted to hug it out with Rinna. And Garcelle was like, "Oh, well, now come on. That's ridiculous." Because, yeah, that is ridiculous. I don't understand that part. And I didn't like it at the time either. Anyway, Sutton says, "So do you want to move on or do you not?" Oh, my God. Not, Sutton. Do you want to move on? I can't imagine Sutton wants to move on with this person. Diana goes, "You tell me how you move on from things like that without being fake and phony. Just say no, both of you. Just say no, you don't want to move on. Not everybody has to be friends, people. You two just weren't meant to, be together. So let's cut our losses and go our separate ways." Sutton's like, "I am being very genuine. I'm genuinely asking, why do you want to work it out with Diana? I mean, I get that she's a coworker, but you don't have to do stuff with just her." Diana's like, "Okay, so who are you? Who is Sutton?" Oh, God, did she just hit her head? Did she just butthead someone? Kidding. Sutton says, "I am reactionary, for sure. I'm a hothead, for sure. I'm a very good friend." I hate when she says that. I just think people who are good friends don't have to keep announcing it. That's just me. So Diana said, to whom? Sutton, I am loyal to the end. Diana, so you say. Sutton, that I know. Diana, so you say. Sutton, that I know. Diana, so you say. I wish I was kidding about how long that went on. I am not. Long enough for them to name this episode, So You Say. Finally, Sutton goes, I don't know what to do here. I do. Pay the check and go. Go your separate ways. Please, I am begging you both. Sutton, we're just going back and forth. Silence. Sutton, okay, well, I'm going to go. I have lots of Christmas cards to do. So, thank you. I will see you at Kyle's thing. And we can be pleasant. I mean, it is a charity event. Diana, yeah. Sutton gets up and she said, okay. And she walked out. And that is the end of this episode. Yeah, you don't have to be friends with everybody, girls. Just, this one goes in the lost pile. Sorry. It's crazy. Next week, the charity event. I mean, I don't know. We get to see Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know. I guess that'll be fun. Okay, guys, it's time to open the viewer mailbag. And let me pick a couple here. D. Mizzle has 2 questions. One, if you had to be on a Real Housewives show, which and why? Oh, God. You guys know I don't want to be on one, but if I had to be on one, I don't know. New York is such a mess right now. I don't even know what that's going to turn out to be like. I hope it's going to be better than ever. So I'm going to say New York. And then also, I'll be near my daughter because she lives there. Oh, shoot, though, you know what? I would need somebody that I could relate to. And I don't think there is anybody on New York. Luann, of course not. I need somebody that I can talk about Luann too. I'm going to change my answer because right now, I think the only person that I feel like I could talk to and be like, oh, thank God you're sane too, would be Garcelle. Not even Sutton. Sutton's a little whack too. So I guess Beverly Hills. Oh, I would so not fit in though. Would be funny though. It would be funny to just like sit with Garcelle and talk about everybody else. And the second part of D. Mizzle's question, while on the show, you have superpowers. What and how would you use them on the other ladies? That's funny. I feel like my go-to superpower is always invisibility. And I think that would be pretty good with the housewives because I could be in the room and hear what they're saying at all times about anybody else. And I would just have this information. They wouldn't know why. And also then I would know like who really has my back and who doesn't. So yeah, I mean, that would be valuable, I would say. So invisibility. I would like to hear what you guys would say to that question if you had a superpower and you were on the Housewives shows. Leave it in the comments below. What would you do? Maybe you would want super strength so that you could fight Kyle off of you. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to do a quick one here. This last one is from Strap On Robbie. I love your name. I have a question for you, Robbie. Would you have a 3-way with you, Strap On, and Rob? Would you do it? Okay, Robbie asks, what song is in your intro? That is my husband's song. He's the singer, he's the songwriter. It's called Can't Find Your Way. And it can be found on Spotify and all streaming things. It's like everywhere. It's easy to find. So the band is called the Vandalays. The song is Can't Find Your Way. And I use that as my intro and outro song. Little snippet of it. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. That's it from me. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos just like this one, please click on the bell icon and you will be notified every time a new video comes out. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Bye.